Welcome to the Explainer. In this session, we're going to tackle a crucial building block of the Japanese language, the particle kara, or kara. This one little word is the key to explaining why things happen, to connecting cause and effect. So let's dive right in.
So here's a fundamental question. How do you actually explain the reason for something in Japanese? You want to say you're doing something because of something else. How do you build that grammatical bridge? Well, getting this right is a massive step forward. It's what lets you move beyond simple statements and really start expressing yourself with some depth.
All right, section 1. We're introducing kara, the particle of reason. And the answer to that question we just asked, it lies in this single, really powerful particle, kara, pronounced kara. This is your go-to for explaining cause and effect, and you'll find its main job is actually quite straightforward.
So what is kara? Well, fundamentally, it's a particle that you use to show a reason or a cause. Think of it like so or therefore in English. It signals that whatever you said just before it, that's the reason for what you're about to say after it. Now, a lot of people try to translate it directly as because, but honestly, thinking of it as so or therefore often makes more sense. It really helps you see that clear logical link from a cause to a result.
Okay, section 2, the core rule. This is about reason first. And listen, if you only remember one thing from our time here today, make it this. There's one absolute, non-negotiable rule for using kara, and it all comes down to the sentence order. There's a specific, logical flow that you just have to follow.
And here is that flow. It's a really simple 3-step process. First, you state your reason. Step 2, you add kara right after it. And finally, step 3, you state the result or the situation that happened because of that reason. So just lock this in. Reason, then kara, then the result. It's a simple formula, but it is incredibly powerful. All right, moving on to section 3, how to build sentences, looking at plain versus polite forms. We've got the basic structure down. Now let's see how this actually works in practice. And what's really great about kara is just how easily it fits into both casual, everyday speech and more formal situations. Just take a look at how simple this is. To use kara, you literally just attach it to the end of your reason. So if your clause is in the plain form, like isogashi, which means busy, it just becomes isogashi kara. If you're being more polite and you use the des form, it's isogashi desu kara. You see, the particle kara itself doesn't change at all. It just tags right on to the end. Now for section 4, examples in action. This is where we get to see kara at work. The theory is one thing, but seeing it in real sentences is where it all starts to click. So let's look at a few clear examples of that reason, kara, result flow.
Okay, take this first one.
明日試験がありますから今夜勉強します。
So what's the reason here?
明日試験があります. I have an exam tomorrow. Then we add our particle kara. And what's the result? 今夜勉強します. I will study tonight. See that perfect logical flow from the cause to the effect? That's kara doing its job.
Let's look at another one, this time using the polite form. Ame desu kara ie ni imasu. The reason is ame desu. It is raining. Add kara, the result is ie ni imasu. I will stay at home. It's raining, so I'm staying home. It's perfectly direct, perfectly logical.
And here's a great final example that shows how this works with the past tense. 寒かったですから外に出ませんでした. The reason is in the past. 寒かったです. It was cold. And because of that, the result is 外に出ませんでした. I did not go outside. So you can see the logic holds up perfectly no matter what tense you're using.
So let's move to our final section, number 5, your key takeaway. This is the one thing to remember. We've gone over the definition, the structure, we've seen some examples. Now it's time to boil it all down to the single most important concept, the one idea that will make sure you use kara correctly every single time.
And here it is. Just remember this. Reason first, then kara. This is the core principle. In English, we can move the word because around a sentence. You can't do that in Japanese. With kara, the reason always comes first. It has a fixed position. If you can get that order right, you've honestly mastered the foundation of explaining why in Japanese.
So there you have it. The tool is now yours to use. Think about your day, your plans, your opinions. The very next time you find yourself wanting to connect a cause with a result in Japanese, you'll know exactly how to do it. The only question left is, what are you going to explain using kara today?